Welcome back to Swiss Watch Expo. Today we're taking a look at my 3 top picks for Rolex textured dials. Stick around. Welcome back to Swiss Watch Expo. This is Angel, and today we're taking a look at my 3 favorite picks for Rolex textured dials. Today we'll be looking at the Fluted dial, the Palm dial, as well as the Jubilee anniversary dial. So today all of the watches we're looking at are going to be in the 36 millimeter. They will all be fitted with the 32-35 movement, which is an improvement over the 31-35 with a longer power reserve and a few other details that help it to be more accurate and also a little more shock resistant. So these watches are meant to wear every day. When we take a look at this first one, let's start with the Palm or the Fluted dial. So the Fluted dial is so unique. I love the texture that it brings to the watch here. You'll, of course, have the fluted bezel. And a lot of times when you say a fluted dial, people are quick to correct you and say, no, the bezel is fluted. In this case, the dial actually has a fluted texture. I'm not sure if that's translating to the camera, but it is done in such a beautiful way. And the way that Rolex does the texture on a dial like this, or the Palm we'll take a look at a little bit later, is with a laser that is done in a femtosecond manner. And just to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like, a femtosecond, when you compare it to an actual single second, that's like comparing a second to 37 million years. So that is a very, very quick, very, very precise laser that they use to do the etching on a dial like this. I love the positioning of the flutes, how they go up and down the dial. Of course, on this model, you will have the Rolex insignia around the Riho. Of course, a fluted bezel. The steel and rose gold is such a beautiful complement to this texture. And it's just a beautiful piece all around. So I love this as an example of a Rolex textured dial. Next up, we will take a look at the Rolex Datejust, again in the rose gold and steel. However, the bezel is going to be a smooth or a polished bezel that people really like because it picks up the light so beautifully. And the way that Rolex does their smooth bezel is it's a little recessed. That way it does help to keep it from scratching as much as you would another brand, for instance. The Palm dial was released in 2019 and again done with that beautiful textured laser that gives you some dimension to it. It really just adds a very fun, very vacation reminding kind of feel to it. So it's something that really takes you to a beautiful place when you're wearing it and helps you to really appreciate the design aesthetic of Rolex. So beautiful textured dial on the Palm. I think that really a gentleman or a lady could pull this off, especially with it being in the 36 millimeter. And again, on that Jubilee bracelet. And then last, but certainly not least, I absolutely love what is called the Jubilee anniversary dial. This texture is so beautifully done. From a distance, it looks as though it's just a pattern. But when you get close on it, you can see that it has the Rolex verbiage across the dial. And the cool thing about this watch is that no matter how you look at it, you'll see the word Rolex. So if you look at it vertically, horizontally, you'll see that it still says Rolex. So I think that's a beautiful touch. Rolex always takes the details to a different level. Of course, the diamonds on this one and also on the dial and on the bezel, they are both factory Rolex diamonds. The Jubilee anniversary dial is in fact that. It is a recognition of the original date of 1945 when they came out with the Jubilee bracelet, and then 40 years later recognizing that style of bracelet by creating a dial specific for that watch. So beautiful chocolate color here. It's a gorgeous complement to the rose gold. I think that this is a gorgeous piece for any time of year. You could wear this in the summer, which is coming right up, or winter time. It'll be beautiful as well. And that chocolate color is so on trend. So three of my top picks for Rolex textured dials. Of course, there's so many more out there. You have sunbeam dials. You have the platinum president dials that have almost like a pattern to them. There's even a mother of pearl that has a textured woven pattern to it. So let us know down in the comments what your favorite three picks are for textured dials by Rolex or by any brand. We'd love to hear and maybe show them to you over a quick FaceTime. This is Angel at SwissWatchExpo, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.